Straight line graphs. A sketch of the graph of the straight line y equals 7x plus 2 is shown below. What are the coordinate points of A? A is where it cuts the y-axis. It's the intercept on the y-axis. Okay, so because there's a plus 2 on the end, I know that A there is going to cross at plus 2. All right, because it's when x is 0, it cuts on the value on its own, which is plus 2. So it means you're going to cross 0 up 2. So that's where it cuts the y-axis. When h is equal to 1 unit, what is the value of k? H is telling me for every one it goes across, how many is it going up? That is the steepness of the line, and that's how you work out the gradient. The gradient is how steep the line is, and the gradient is the number in front of x. So it's the coefficient of x. So in this case, the coefficient of x is 7. So the gradient of k, the value of k, is going to be 7. Which of the following equations is an equation of a straight line that is perpendicular to y equals 7x plus 2? Right, to make the gradients perpendicular, the gradients multiply, so the gradient of 7x minus 2 multiplied by my new gradient is equal to minus 1. So the gradient of 7x plus 2 is 7. So you're saying 7 times my number in front of x is minus 1. So the opposite of times 7 is divide by 7. So it becomes minus 1 over 7. So the only one which has got a minus 1 over 7 would be this one here. Right, to find the gradient, like I talked about earlier, the gradient is the number in front of x, but you need y to be on its own. So the gradient is the number in front of x, and then the c is where it crosses the y-axis. So the c is where it crosses the y-axis. So this question is talking about 2y. So to get 1y, I've got to divide both of them terms by 2. So when I'm dividing both of them by 2, the gradient is 4 divided by 2. And 4 divided by 2 is 2, so that's the gradient. And it would cut the y-axis at 3 over 2. This one, because there's 3 in front of it, I'm now going to divide by 3. So it becomes y equals 5 over 3. That's the gradient. X, take away 6 over 3. And that's where it crosses the y-axis. So it's minus 6 over 3. And then 6 divided by 3 is 2. So y is minus 2. Part C, the line y equals 3x minus 2 as a point with coordinates. What you need to do is substitute the x value in. So put the x value in. Alright, to y equals 3 times x plus 2. And then is the y value correct? Is the second value the y correct? Let's have a look. Let's try this one. So it's 3 times 3 take away 2. So 3 3s are 9. 9 take away 2 is 7. So that point is wrong because it's minus 2. Okay. The next one. Y equals 3 times nothing. Take away 2. 3 nothings are nothing. Take away 2 is minus 2, but it's 2 in the table, so that's wrong. The next one, y equals 3 times minus 3, which is minus 9. Minus 2 is minus 11, but it should be 2, so that's not. The next one, y equals 3 times 2, take away 3. 3 2's, sorry, take away 2. 3 2's are 6. Take away 2 is 4. Is y 4? No, it's 3, so that's not. And last but not least, it must be this one. Y equals 3 times 3, take away 7. 3 3's are 9. Take away 2, sorry. 3 3's are 9, take away 2, which is 7. And there is 7 in the circle, so 7 is the correct answer. Right, last question. The diagram shows the graph of a straight line for values of x from -3 to +3. What is the gradient of the above line? The gradient is for however far x goes across for 1 unit, how much does it go up for y? So for 1 unit across, it's gone up from 4 to 6, it's gone up 2. So the gradient would be 2 divided by 1, which is 2. So that means that the equation of this line becomes y equals the gradient x plus where it cuts the y-axis. And it cuts the axis at 4, so it becomes +4. Without drawing, show the line 2y equals 5x minus 3 is parallel to the line 4y equals 10x plus 7. Parallel means it's got the same gradient or the same numbers in front of x. So let's have a look. Have they got the same gradient or the same numbers in front of y? So we get 2y equals 5x minus 3. So I'm going to divide by 2. So that gradient is 5 over 2. The other one, 4y is 10x plus 7. I'm going to divide each one by 4, so it becomes 10 over x, 4x, plus 7 over 4. If I half that 10 over 4, I get 5 over 2x, plus 7 over 4. So they both got a gradient is equal and is 5 over 2. And so we've shown that it's parallel.